Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time doing the first film review for 2025, and this one is on the Studio Ghibli film Only Yesterday. Now as you know, Only Yesterday was a 1991 Japanese animated drama film, which was, written and directed by Tatsu Takahata, and was meant to be based on the manga from 1982. And the best way I can sum up about Only Yesterday is about looking back at your past, remembering the things that helped made you into the person that you are, or starting to see things a bit clearly, and wondering what you really wanted best in life. So the premise of the film is meant to take place in 1982. We see how Taku Okajama mainly lives in Tokyo. We see how she decides to kind of take another trip to visit her eldest sister Naruko's in and her in-laws to help with the sunflower harvest. And throughout the film, we do kind of see how Taku kind of remembers all the things in her past, the good, the bad, the things that help motivate her, help her to understand things, all started to kind of slowly see things realistically. And you do see how there's two versions of Taku that we see throughout the film. I think the point of her younger self is meant to be like what I think any little kid would be. Like, she has to learn things the hard way. She has to kind of see things realistically. She kind of gets a little carried away, but we see how, like any kid, she has to learn it the hard way. And when you've got her much older, wiser self, this is her speaking with, her sort of in-laws and that about her own personal stuff. And you do see her kind of, understanding about her own mistakes, her own kind of screw-ups, and her starting to kind of see things more realistically and seeing it from her own point of view. And I think what the film is trying to say is how, talk about your memories with people and also using your own personal past to help motivate and try to help others in their own sort of problems. And I think what the film gets right is showing how, we kind of see how Taku's family from her past have a kind of way of handling things. Like, we do kind of see how her mum still isn't really pleased with her progress reports, and you do kind of get this sense that she isn't happy that she's failing a certain subject, and this is like most parents. If you're failing a certain subject, they're worried about your possible future. And when you do have her father, you can kind of get the sense that, he does have his limits with his own daughter, but you can tell the only reason he basically smacked her across the face was because, he was kind of pushing his limits. And you get the sense when she is offered a sort of part in a sort of university play, he knows deep down that, she's going to set herself for a hard fall and doesn't want her to get her hopes up. Because, you can't really expect to get a second part and hope it gets you further. That's it. There is nothing left. And I think what the film also does well at is showing how, the relationship between Totoro and Taku. I think the way I do see Taku and Totoro is like two different people. Like, Taku is slowly starting to figure things out, while Totoro already has, and kind of accepts the sort of farm life for himself. And the film does sort of imply that one kid in Taku's past might actually be Totoro, who was a kid but now became a bit more matured, older, and wiser. And I think what the film is trying to go for is how, yeah, sometimes when you look back at things in your past, when you wonder the things about the people around you, when you go on their Facebook pages, when you look up things from your old past, things like yearbooks, things that you kind of once looked back at and wondered, yeah, what were your friends back then? Where are they now? Where could where do you go now that you're much older, wiser, and already slowly starting to figure things out? So I think the best way I can sum up Only Yesterday is a simple slice of life story. Nothing too exciting, nothing too grand, just a normal, average, good sort of slice of life story. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, still watchable, and still okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.